वेलकम बैक टू पाकिस्तानी रिएक्शन। वी होप आप सब ठीक ठाक होंगे, मजे में होंगे। आज इस वीडियो पे हम रिएक्ट करने जा रहे हैं। उसका टाइटल है महाकुंभ 2025 सदगुरु एक्सक्लूसिव फ्रॉम प्रयागराज।
अच्छा, सदगुरु जो हैं ये इंडिया की एक वो स्पिरिचुअल पर्सनैलिटी हैं कि मतलब इस रिएक्शन वीडियो से हट के भी मैं बहुत सालों से इनको सुन रहा हूँ और फॉर मी आई मस्ट से कि मैं अगर उसको सिर्फ एक लाइन में सम अप करूँ तो सदगुरु मतलब ऑलमोस्ट मेक सेंस टू मी और उनकी उनकी बातें ऑन ऑन दैट स्पिरिचुअल लेवल मुझे बिल्कुल समझ में आती हैं। So, Sadhguru, exclusive from Prayagraj, and explaining the significance of Mahakumbh. मतलब इससे ज़्यादा बेहतर और टॉपिक क्या हो सकता है जिसको सुना जाए और उसके ऊपर अपना रिएक्शन आपके साथ शेयर किया जाए। उनकी बातों से हमें बेसिकली महाकुंभ को समझने में और ज़्यादा मदद मिलेगी।
बिल्कुल।
सो एक काम करते हैं, चलते हैं, देखते हैं, उनकी बातों को सुनते हैं और समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि वो हमें क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं।
चलिए, चैनल पर नया तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना बिल्कुल मत भूलिएगा। मैं हूं मोना।
मैं हूं बिलाल और आप देख रहे हैं रिएक्शन रिदम।
चलिए जी, वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। 3, 2, 1 एंड गो।
It's my first time here at the Mahakumbh in Prayagraj. I've been reporting, of course, and getting you daily reports on what the Mahakumbh
Akshita.
looks like. But I've been getting lots of messages questioning what is the importance of the Mahakumbh? Why is it happening on such a grand scale? Why should I go and take a holy dip? So I decided that, look, if I explain it, it's not going to make any sense. I have with me Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev here. Sadhguru, namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
How are you finding Prayagraj, the Mahakumbh, the grandeur of
I've
it all?
just landed. It's, Ganga.
Yeah.
Must understand Ganga river in many ways. The Ganga basin covers 26% of India's land and 33% of India's agriculture. So, Ganga basin is the agricultural bowl of India, not just today, for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And so is Mahakumbh, that, this is not a small thing because this has been on for thousands of years, millennia.
How many kumbhs have you attended?
Mahakumbhs, this is the third one for me.
So you've been here in Prayagraj before?
Yes, yes.
Many times, I'm sure.
Yes.
And do you always ensure you take that dip? Because you look at the vastness of the waters, obviously it tempts you to take that dip. But what's the significance of it? Why should I be taking a holy dip? Why should people from across the country, Sadhguru, be coming here and taking that dip?
A bath is a good thing.
You can do it at home too.
Now that you're here, doing this in the river has a certain impact. As I was telling you a while ago, let's say you went through something very stressful, and you're feeling down. You go home, simply go stand under the shower for 5 minutes. It's not to cleanse your skin, just water flowing over you.
It's mental.
You come out, no, you come out and you will see little born again kind of feeling. Just water. Because 72% of the body is water. When water flows over it in a certain volume, it cleanses you not just physically, energetically and elemental level, because you are after all a composite of these 5 elements. Bhuta Shuddhi means just this, purifying these 5 elements. If you purify these five elements, even if you don't reach a very high level of purification, simple purification, you will never have a physical ailment per se, nor a psychological problem. Physical ailment may happen because you may catch something from outside sometimes, but you will never ever have anything psychologically troubling you in your life because 5 elements are stable and purified, it is settled. So what is Bhuta Shuddhi? If you do enough Bhuta Shuddhi, you come to what is called as Bhuta Siddhi. That is, you have mastery over the 5 elements. Then it's not only within your body, even around you, you can do things that you can't imagine. So the Mahakumbh is that effort that people want to come here and stay here for 45 or 48 days, which is one mandala, one cycle within our system. That entire cycle you want to stay here. Why this particular place? Well, as you know the story, I don't want to go into that. The churning happened and initially poison came and Shiva Adiyogi drank it up and his wife held his throat and stopped it there. All this to tell you that there is a way, whatever poison comes to you, inevitably if you're in the world, poison will come to you. When I say poison, it's not only the poison that you consume. Your life can be poisoned with a wrong idea, a wrong emotion, a wrong, relationship. You can poison your life in so many ways. So, this is called Vishuddhi, which literally means a filter. If your filter is good, you stop it here. If it's right here, you can just spit it out, right? So, this whole thing is about Bhuta Shuddhi and trying to get Bhuta Siddhi. That means you stabilize this life in such a way that your physiological and psychological process are never an issue in your life.
And
Only
everyone-
then, let me finish this, only then I can even ask you to focus on something bigger. Right now, we will just take a hammer and only tap your little finger. Rest of you is fine, all right. Just the little finger will smash it.
Ouch.
I will tell you, please meditate, can you?
No.
So I'm saying this is the nature of the body. Little, if I put one pin into it, you can't meditate. You can't do anything, your focus will not be anywhere else other than the body.
Yeah.
Once your body is troubling you, you just can't do anything else. To go beyond that, no matter what the body is doing, to beyond that, it'll take a lot of work. Once your mind is troubling you, no chance at all.
Yeah. You
So,
need that peace first.
no, don't call it peace.
Stability?
This is a transcendence of transcending the physical nature of who you are. This is the five elements which is the composite, the body is the composite of these five elements. We want to transcend that, not giving it up, transcending it so that we can use it the way we want. Only if you're a little above it, you have mastery over it. If you're in it, all its troubles become yours.
Yeah. Is that what people mean when, so many of them that I spoke to yesterday after the Amrit Snan, they said, moksh mil gaya. We've attained moksh.
See, that's a big word, but it can be used essentially every creature. If you take an ant, put your bangle around it so that he can't go, he will strive to break free. Yes or no? A simple ant.
Yeah.
Tiny little guy, but he will fight for freedom. Because this is the nature of life. In their realm, whatever their awareness is, in that level, they're fighting for moksha. Being a human being, we are able to see beyond. Creatures are trying to break through their physical limitations and small things.
Yeah.
But being human being, having an intellect and a consciousness that we have, we are able to look through things which are not yet in our life. You don't have to go through everything in your life to know life. Just sitting here, you can look through all aspects of life, isn't it? If you're intelligent.
Yeah.
If you are employing your intelligence, you don't have to take the beating of life. You can look through all the things and decide what you want to do about it. So with this consciousness, with this awareness, a human being looks for moksha as an ant is looking for freedom. We are also looking for freedom, but on a much higher scale, because our awareness and our consciousness is aware of so many things that the ant is not conscious of.
So, for me, for example, for me to define moksha
Should
is
I-
very difficult. Oh God, no, I haven't taken the holy dip yet. I don't know how to swim though, that'll help.
Oh, that's a…
Don't put it to test yet, Sadhguru will wait. But for
That's
me
a
to
confession.
define moksha, how would I define it? For me to be successful in my life, my
Just
definition
do-
would be doing well at work,
No,
being
no.
happy personally. Is that it?
No, just identify five things that you consider your limitations.
My limitations? Okay.
What
Oh, you
holds
want me to list it out?
Yeah, list out five things and see if you can break it today.
Okay.
Then you will see, next level of limitations will come into your awareness. Right now you cannot swim, it's a limitation, all right? But if you learn to swim, then you realize you can't walk upon water. Then if you walk upon water, you will realize you can't fly, like this.
But you
You're-
push the boundary for yourself then.
Don't
Which is
think
good.
on those terms, because when you're not aware of the boundary, it doesn't exist, that's the problem. This is why what is your immediate limitation, if you break that, why people are fasting, why people are eating 1 meal a day, why people are doing all these austerities is because for most human beings, the two fundamental limitations are food, hunger and sleep. They think something else. No, these are the two things.
I agree.
Food and sleep.
Yeah.
Just tonight, Mahashivratri comes, let's say, now we don't sleep one night, full night we don't sleep. And it's not just one night for us, we do it anytime we want. Today we don't eat, there's no problem. So not eating and not sitting in one corner and protesting something, you're on with your life, but no need for food. Because this is a little transcendence, that when the body asks for it, you say, it's all right, wait today, a little bit. You don't have to rule my life.
Yeah.
You must serve me. This body should serve me, isn't it? But right now, you're serving it all the time.
Yeah.
Today, modern life has become like this. You're in service of your physiological and psychological process all your life. Your physiological and psychological process is supposed to serve you. You're supposed to rule them and use them the way you want. But instead, they are using you. When you say, I'm doing my work well, I'm successful, what does it mean? It's all about survival, isn't it? Survival means what? You're serving these two aspects, food and sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe in a grand way.
It comes down to that.
Yeah,
but-
you just don't eat roti and sabji or rice and dal, you eat something else,
Correct.
okay? Very expensive, but it's the same damn thing in the end.
Yeah. You're reading my mind, Sadhguru.
It's out, huh? I don't have to read it, it's
But
published.
you mentioned modern life and Mahakumbh. There are a lot of people of Gen Z especially who say, we can't relate to something like the Mahakumbh. We see pictures on social media and they say, does this still happen in India? Is it something to be proud of?
Something absolutely incredible, because 40 million people, that is the last Mahakumbh's number. This time it may be 55 million probably, I'm sorry, 500, 550
saying that
million.
400 million or
Probably,
something,
it'll be more. Last time it was 400 million. That many people, which is more population than most countries on the planet except the Chinese probably.
Yeah.
I don't think any other country has that much population. So, all these people coming here, not for asking for a ticket to heaven, not in pursuit of pleasure, not in pursuit of rewards, for liberation. Where else is this possible? This is the grandest civilization,
Yeah.
because freedom and liberation is not an idea that I'm propounding. It is a natural longing of life. The moment you see something is holding you, you want to break it, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're not aware, you're going on.
Correct.
But the moment you become aware something is trapping you in your life, something is restricting you in your life, there is a natural longing to break it. If you go on like this, you're seeking mukti. So this land, this civilization is built on this, that human beings are seeking liberation, not pleasures of heaven, not to go and sit in God's lap, not to do this and that, but to become free. This is the greatest thing on the planet, because human beings are seeking their personal liberation in their ultimate liberation, because they've seen through all the limitations sitting in one place. They didn't have to go through all that. They have… sitting in one place, they saw all the limitations of all the things that human beings do. Right now, people are thinking, I must get educated. After that, they don't know what to do. See, when you're in school, you think you must pass your high school well.
Yeah. With
The
good
moment you
marks.
pass, you're in great ecstasy, you're confused what to do next.
Yeah.
Whether to become a journalist or an engineer, doctor, nonsense, what? All right? Then you get into one college. Then you thought, that is it, I got into your prime college and I made it. But then you realize only getting out is the real thing.
Yeah. That's when life begins.
Yeah. You got out, you got a big qualification. Then you realize it's so horrible qualification and you don't have a job. It goes on, all right? Then marriage, children, this one, that one. On your deathbed, it'll be the same thing. So you want to go through everything and the last minute you want to look at it, it's up to you, all the best. Or you have intelligence to sit here and look at it. All these things happen right now, let's say. You will suddenly realize, it's not enough. You want this much money, you want this much comfort, you want this, everything right now. What will you do next? Something else you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you want to go beyond limitations, this is the longing. So this longing for mukti, finds a constipated expression in the form of ambition, conquest, or simply shopping, whatever you want to call it. All these are wanting to break one limitation and go to another, wanting to go beyond in some way. But these are constipated themselves non-stop preoccupied. If they sit in one place and look at it, they can see this. If everything I want happens right now, still nothing has happened to me. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So life is not in the content of your life. Life is in the context and the profoundness of your experience. So this whole effort is for profoundness of experience. What doesn't allow you to experience life in a profound manner is these layers and layers of limitations that you've set for yourself. And these are not limitations set by nature. This is a manifestation of your own mind. This is why we said everything that you're going through is your karma. So people have come to wash some of it.
The sadhus that we see here, who come from these akhadas in saffron, they come here, they take the holy dip. Do you that you're putting forth that…
Of course, the whole culture has imbibed that message. It's only now those of us who got educated in the last 50 years, not getting it in our head.
But do you think that's changed though, that there was certain awareness, then that there's been a sort of unlearning of that awareness in today's generation?
You watch it, by the end of this Mahakumbh, there'll be over 500 million people come and gone. You think it's lost?
You think it sends a message though to the next generation? Because do you see youngsters also here imbibing a lesson?
I consider you young.
I don't consider myself young, Sadhguru.
Don't say that. I consider myself young, okay?
Great, okay.
So, 500 million people gather
on social media.
In many ways, I'm telling you, for the future generations, the only thing that'll make sense is this, that is seeking liberation. They may be going on drugs, why? They want to break limitations. They may be going on alcohol, why? Whatever binges they're doing is all to break limitations, isn't it? It's just what will be the consequence of that is a different matter. The intent is wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm saying the sadhu is taking a dip here in search of moksha and the guy who's getting knocked out with the drug, the intent is same, method is wrong.
So the end point is essentially the same, that's the…
No, don't say that. Intent is same. Intent is not the end point. Intent is the beginning point, starting point.
The
isn't
mission.
it? No, your intent is the starting point.
Yeah, and then you work.
Only if you do the right thing, you go to the end point. Otherwise, you'll get lost.
Yeah. But the images on social media right now of a Mahakumbh, you know, on social media there's all this talk saying, do we really want this image of a Bharat, of a Sanatan Dharm Bharat, of or as they put it, a Sanghi Bharat? What's your response to that? Do you think it's wrong to have these images of sadhus and portray this as India? Or do you think that is our culture?
This is India. I want you to understand, for thousands of years, today UP government, Yogi Adityanath is doing a tremendous effort to make this into a successful process. But for millennia, nobody gave a call. There was no announcement. When the date arrived in the calendar, in the Panchang, the date arrived, people just came, putting their last penny together, they came here. So you think they came for nothing? Nobody was advertising. Today, Mahakumbh is being advertised on the television and here and there and everything. But you just look back and see 1,000 years ago, who advertised?
And yet they turn up on the right date.
Yes, because we know when the alignment of Jupiter, Sun and this happens on the 7 planets. It's in the Panchang. So people are waiting for that day. You must see, I don't know if you've witnessed this or not, now things might have changed, people are a little better off in the last few years, particularly in UP. People are financially much better off in the last 7-8 years, you know this? Big change.
You see it in the Kumbh also.
I'm saying the general, what do you call the GDP has doubled in 7 years' time. So they may bring their mother in a car or a motorcycle or something. When I came in 2001, you will see people carrying their old mother on their back and walking and coming here just to give her a dip because she wants this.
My God.
Okay? It is not simple.
Yeah.
What is involved in this is for thousands of years. People have done this in pursuit of liberation, not in pursuit of pleasures of Generation Z, or if there are more alphabets,
No,
they finished,
no,
is it?
It's alpha next.
So, Generation Z definitely don't want to go to heaven because there's no free Wi-Fi there. They want freedom, isn't it? So once they realize, once their idea of freedom matures, they will be here to dip.
Yeah.
Or they will be doing something to dip within themselves, because elixir of life or amrut is not just here, it is here for the mass. But individually it's there within you, for every day you can take a dip, nobody's stopping you. Nobody can take it away from you. This is available for a whole mass of people,
Yeah.
but within you it's available for you every day, isn't it?
There's one image that stood out for me while I was covering the Mahakumbh of the Naga Sadhus. They're very intimidating. You get a sense of them being very intimidating.
I'm not…
I hope you know what I mean, Sadhguru. They're very… You don't… I mean, the way I can speak to you, have a conversation with you.
Language.
I don't know if I can do that with a Naga Sadhu. No, and my question is this.
They're not for talking.
They're not. But, you know, I think there's a lot of curiosity about them, about their lives. What do you know about them, Sadhguru? Do they actually live somewhere deep in the Himalayas, like they claim? You've
Yes.
trekked them many times, you were telling me
Yes,
also.
many times.
Have you seen a Naga Sadhu there?
Huh?
Have you seen a Naga Sadhu there?
Many.
Many?
Yes.
So is that where they come from then for the Kumbh? Because you see thousands of them, but in our daily lives, they're nowhere to be seen.
I'm also Naga only.
Of course.
It's just that today we have work in the world, so
Yeah.
we became a bit diplomatic in our approach, but nothing in our core has changed, we are the same.
Okay. But
Adiyogi himself is a Naga sadhu, isn't it? Doesn't he have a Naga on his
yes,
throat?
yes.
What else do you want? So, we are the same people. Just you have to change according to the situations to make yourself effective, otherwise you'll be out of place. What's the point? See, there are only two things in your life. Internally, profoundness of your experience, that's all. You may think it's marriage, you may think it's love, you may think it's success, you may think it's achievement. Essentially, profoundness of experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever you will call it. Or somebody thinks it's drug, alcohol, meditation, whatever, or they saw God. Profoundness of experience, that's
Yeah.
all you're looking for. But when it comes to the outside, impactfulness of our activity, this is all there is to life, there's nothing else, just look at it.
Yeah.
So when you do something, when you act in the world, you have to be impactful. Otherwise there's no need for action, you can close your eyes and sit in one place, that's better. Rather than doing action without impact. And if you have to be impactful, you have to be the way today the world is.
Yeah.
Otherwise you cannot be impactful.
Very true. Yeah.
So, they've chosen just profoundness of experience. They're not interested in impactfulness of action. They're not for action.
And they don't care what anyone thinks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're only focusing on one aspect, which is profoundness of experience and which leads to liberation. It's a flaky experience of the surface which traps you. Profoundness of experience, life liberates you. They're focused on that. They're not looking at the impactfulness of their actions. Well, I'm for both. Profoundness of experience is not a problem for me, so impactfulness of thing, accordingly I speak the language of the world.
Okay, my final question to you, Sadhguru, is what stands out about the Kumbh is also that, you know, it's a perfect marriage of sorts of science and also of belief, of…
See, this belief does not belong to this civilization, let's understand this.
Meaning?
We don't have belief systems, we have only seeking.
But isn't religion a belief? Aren't you believing in a certain
there is
God?
no religion in this country, that's what I'm telling you. What we call as Sanatan is search for liberation, it's mukti. Seekers, we are a land of seekers, we are not a land of believers. Belief means what? There is a certain absolutism. That I believe this is the direction in which God is sitting. If you say this is the direction, then either I have to kill you or I have to say in between we'll arrive at this direction.
Somewhere else, yeah.
So I'm saying that's not going to work. So people have run religions like this. That was never the case. You can worship the stone on which you're standing. People will say, oh, she's a step worshipper, you know? Hello? Somebody worships a cow, somebody worships a dog,
Yeah.
somebody worships a snake, somebody worships a tree, somebody worships nothing, simply looking up. No problem, because we know it doesn't matter what you worship, the important thing is you are trying for profoundness of experience, isn't it? From where it comes, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're only interested in the the context in which you're doing it. The content, you can make the boat, for a boatman, boat is God, what is the problem?
Yeah.
For you also, when you don't know swimming, boat is God, you know.
Very true, yeah.
Isn't it?
That I agree.
So, this is very important that you understand this and the country understand this and the world understands this, because the future generations will not want to go to heaven. There'll be no ticket queues for that. Everybody knowingly, unknowingly wants liberation. If we make it a conscious process, if you present this properly, future of the world isn't Sanatan. See, you must understand, Sanatan means don't understand it's a religion. Sanatan means eternal. Can something be eternal if it's not all-inclusive?
No,
It has to be all-inclusive,
Yeah.
and it is.
yeah.
See, this is why we said Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, everything, these are all becoming like political slogans.
Correct.
That's not what it is, that's not the intent of that. The intent of that is, we never saw this life better than that life, not just human beings. Just we even, we are even talking about microbial life, how we are reverential toward that, because we understand they are the fundamental life here,
Yeah,
foundational life for us.
correct.
So all living beings we're talking about, because this is not a religion, this is a profound insight into life. Well, in mass transmission it might have taken on many distortions, that's a different matter. So the time like this is the time to correct those distortions to the extent possible. Whatever extent possible, we must correct this, we must make people understand Sanatan is not my religion or your religion. It is the eternal nature of creation. How attuned are you to it? Or how willing are you? Are you willing to take up some method? So what should I do? Should I give up my God and worship Shiva? Nothing like that. The Naga Babas sit in the Himalayas and every day abuse Shiva. Do you know this?
Really?
Yes.
This is what I was asking you about, what you could tell me about.
So what is the problem?
Why?
You say nice things, he says bad things.
Okay.
Because the thing is this, in your life, it's not that you must be in love to transcend something, or you must be in something pleasant to be. If you can maintain 24 hours of anger, you will become liberated. Can you do it?
No,
24 hours, non-stop anger, you cannot do it. You
Yeah.
can't do it for a minute actually.
correct.
So anything, this is why Shankara said, Nischala tattvam jivan mukti. Unwavering, you hold on to something, it doesn't matter what it is. Your father, your mother, your God, your child, your husband, your wife, the river, a stone in your hand, doesn't matter what. Unwavering attention will lead to liberation. That's what they're trying to do here.
Amazing.
That's what the world should do in future. It doesn't matter what it is. So, this is the only civilization which allows the spectrum. Spectrum is 360 degrees. You can worship a pig if you want. You can worship a cow if you want. You can worship nothing and sit here completely unresponsive to everything. It's your choice. Whichever way, yogaratava, bogaratava, somehow make it on. That's the important thing. Somehow go beyond your limitations. That's the only thing about Sanatan. This is not a particular religion. This is not about this way of doing or that way of doing, and above all, this is not absolutism. This is it, no. You're somebody who can't swim, you will walk on the river, I swim.
I can't walk on the river, no.
It's okay, just say, I can't swim but I can walk.
I can walk, I can run.
I can't walk, so I swim.
Yeah.
All right, so it doesn't matter, both of us will cross the river, that's the important thing.
Yeah, I think you've inspired me to go ahead and be a part of the Kumbh festivities
You
and
should.
take a dip. Thank you so much,
Thank
Sadhguru.
you.
Thank you very much for joining us. I hope I've answered all of your questions as well about the Mahakumbh, because I know there were a lot of them, particularly to ask them to you, Sadhguru. So I hope I've answered all of them. Thank you very much for tuning
All
in.
the best to you.
Thank you so
May you
much.
have some little liberation at least.
I hope
Mukti.
so. I hope this will help.
At least an installment of mukti must happen to you before you leave this
A
place.
certain percentage
Yes.
at least. Definitely. Thank you, Sadhguru.
Thank you.
एक बहुत अच्छी वीडियो और एक बहुत अच्छा लेक्चर सदगुरु की तरफ से। और मैंने आपको पहले भी इस वीडियो के स्टार्ट में एक चीज़ बताई थी कि मैं इनको सुनता रहता हूँ अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस रिएक्शन चैनल, और अब से नहीं, कई सालों से। और बेशुमार ऐसे सवालात जो कि जहन के अंदर आते हैं, मैं यूजुअली किसी और को नहीं सुनता, मैं इन्हीं को सुनता हूँ। और कुछ ना कुछ जो सवालात के जवाबात हैं वो बड़े एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मैनर के अंदर ना उनके जवाबात मिल जाते हैं। लाइक मतलब आपको एलेबरेट करके उस चीज़ को मुख्तलिफ एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ जिस वक्त बताया जाता है, तो दिस इज़ अ ह्यूमन नेचर कि इंसान को उस चीज़ की ज़रा बेहतर तौर पे
बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं
उसकी समझ आ जाती है। अच्छा, इस वीडियो के अंदर जो एक सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट सवाल हमेशा रहा, और वो कॉन्सेप्ट कभी उस तरह से क्लियर नहीं हुआ कि हिंदुइज्म के अंदर बेसिकली या सनातन धर्म के अंदर बेसिकली मोक्ष का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है। और बेसिकली सदगुरु का जो आज का ये एक एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरव्यू था, उसके अंदर उसी चीज़ का उन्होंने बार बार रिपीटेडली मुख्तलिफ तरीक़ों से उन्होंने जवाब दिया। और जो चीज़ मुझे समझ आई मैं उसके ऊपर ही बात करूँगा और छोटी बात करूँगा, बिकॉज डेफिनेटली जितने एक एलैबोरेटेड मैनर के अंदर सदगुरु ने बता दिया वो एक अल्टीमेट तरीका था, उसके अलावा और क्या तरीका हो सकता है बताने का। लेकिन मैं जिन पॉइंट्स के ऊपर एग्री करता हूँ वो ये हैं कि बहरहाल हर एक इंसान, मैं, आप, हम सब की लिमिटेशंस हैं। वाई? बिकॉज हम लोग एक क्या कहना चाहिए कि ज़िंदगी के और अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ के एक चक्रव्यूह के अंदर जो है ना वो जकड़े हुए हैं, और हम में से हर एक की अपनी अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ हैं जिनको हमने बहरहाल क्या कहना चाहिए, एक मशीन की तरह डे इन एंड डे आउट हमने पूरा करना होता है। एक बात ये हो गई। दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि हम में से हर कोई स्ट्राइव करता है फॉर एक्सेलेंस, बेहतरी के लिए। सो एक स्टेप को अबूर करने के बाद एक अगला स्टेप हमने अपने लिए पहले से प्री एस्टैब्लिश किया होता है। वंस दैट इज डन,
ये ह्यूमन नेचर,
ये ह्यूमन नेचर है। तो बेसिकली इन तमाम चीज़ों से अपने आप को लिबरेट करने का नाम जो है वो मोक्ष है। सो मुझे आज इस चीज़ की क्लैरिटी जो है वो हुई। दूसरी चीज़ जो कि बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है वो ये है कि क्या ये मुमकिन है कि इंसान अपनी तमाम की तमाम जिम्मेदारियों को छोड़ दे। शायद मैं अभी उस चीज़ को उस तरह से समझ नहीं सकता, लेकिन जैसे हर एक इंसान की एक फैमिली है और मतलब माँ बाप हैं, बाल बच्चे हैं, शायद हर किसी के लिए ये चीज़ मतलब उस लेवल पे अचीव करनी शायद पॉसिबल नहीं होगी। हाँ, लेकिन ये ज़रूर है, हर एक इंसान ने जो बहुत सी गैर ज़रूरी चीज़ें अपने साथ चिपका रखी हैं, जैसे कि एक लालच होता है ना कि अब मुझे ये भी चाहिए, अब मुझे ये भी चाहिए, अब मैंने ये अचीव कर लिया तो अब वो चीज़, उन चीज़ों को बहरहाल इंसान समेट के अपने करीब तक लेके आ सकता है। और ये चीज़ अक्सर मैं कहा करता हूँ कि आप जितनी अपनी ज़रूरियात को बढ़ाते जाओगे उतनी ही मुश्किल आपकी ज़िंदगी होती चली जाती है। सो जो नेसेसिटीज़ हैं, जो आपके बड़े करीब के रिश्ते हैं, शायद वो हर एक के लिए छोड़ने मुमकिन ना हो। हम यहाँ पे मतलब योगीज़ को भी देख रहे हैं, हम यहाँ पे नागा बाबाज़ जो हैं हम उनको भी देख रहे हैं, हम बहुत से साधुज़ जो हैं हम उनको भी देख रहे हैं जिन्होंने अपना सब कुछ छोड़ दिया। सो डेफिनेटली वो स्पिरिचुअलिटी के उस लेवल पे हैं कि जहाँ पे उनके लिए उनके रिश्ते, उनकी ज़रूरियात, सब कुछ ख़त्म हो जाता है और वो अपने आप को सिर्फ़ और सिर्फ एक मोक्ष, एक मुक्ति, उसकी तरफ अपने आप को वो चला देते हैं। Whereas हम जैसे आम इंसान शायद
वो
उनके लिए
नज़र में वो लिबरेशन है,
वो उनकी नज़र में एक लिबरेशन है, बिल्कुल है। और whereas हम जैसे इंसान जो हैं, और ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ मुझ तक ये बात ख़त्म नहीं होती, ये चीज़ आप लोगों पर भी अप्लाई होती है कि आप लोग कहीं ना कहीं, हम लोग कहीं ना कहीं अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ के आगे मजबूर हैं। लेकिन अपने आप को लिबरेट करने का एक तरीकाकार जो है वो ये ज़रूर हो सकता है, वो ये है कि हम बहरहाल अपनी ज़िम्मेदारियों को, अपनी जो नेसेसिटीज़ हैं, अनड्यू नेसेसिटीज़ हैं, उनको हम कम करें, अपनी ज़रूरियात को हम सिर्फ वहाँ तक लेके आएँ। सदगुरु ने एक चीज़ कही और मुझे उनकी बात बड़ी समझ भी आई कि अल्टीमेटली इंसान की नीड्स तो दो हैं, एक स्लीप एंड दूसरा फूड, मे बी वंस अ डे, ट्वाइस। लेकिन हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोगों को जिस वक्त भूख लगती है हम
वो
खाते हैं।
देखे ना, वो आपकी कैपेसिटी है कि
Exactly.
आप मतलब एक मील पे हो जाते हो सेटिस्फाई, गुड, 2 मील पे हो जाते हो या 2 दिन में 1 मील पे हो जाते हो, ये आपकी अपनी कैपेसिटी
सो वही बात आ गई ना कि आप अपनी ज़रूरियात को जितना महदूद तर करते
हाँ,
चले जाएंगे और
हाँ,
अपनी जो ज़रूरियात की जो बाउंड्रीज हैं, वो
जी।
दीवारें हैं, वो जितनी अपनी ज़ात के करीब तक आप लेके आते चले जाएंगे, आप उतना ही मोक्ष के करीब होते चले जाते हैं।
बिल्कुल।
सो ये बेसिकली एक वो कॉन्सेप्ट था जिसके ऊपर मैं बात करना चाहता था। इसके अलावा भी बहुत सी चीज़ें सदगुरु ने कहीं, लेकिन बिट्स एंड पीसेस के अंदर उनके क्लैरिटी के साथ जवाबात नहीं थे। इसके अंदर मोक्ष
नहीं,
का
और
था।
मेरा ये मानना है कि बजाय कि हम उस चीज के ऊपर बात करें, हम उस चीज को समझें।
समझें
मतलब
और उसके लिए
डेफिनेटली इस वीडियो के बाद भी बात यहाँ पे खत्म नहीं होगी। हम इस इंटरव्यू को 1 नहीं, 2 नहीं, 3 नहीं,
डेफिनेटली, बिकॉज
जितनी बार हम देखेंगे हम कुछ ना कुछ इसको समझेंगे और
बिल्कुल
नई चीज
बिल्कुल
हर
ऐसा
बार
ही
में
है।
हम
बिकॉज
लेंगे।
मतलब सदगुरु खुद जो है, ही इज अ स्पिरिचुअल लीडर। उनका उनका जो जहन है या उनकी जो एक वसत है उनकी सोच की, वो किसी और लेवल के ऊपर है। मी ऑन दी अदर हैंड, मैं सारी बातें तो नहीं समझ सकता ऑफ कोर्स उनकी, लेकिन ये है कि रिपीटेडली देखने के बाद हो सकता है कि बहुत से ऐसे सवालात जिनको मैं चाहता हूं कि उनके जवाब हों, तो वो मुझे जवाब मिलें। और ये आपकी हौसला अफजाई पे यार बहुत डिपेंड करेगा। अगर आप चाहते हैं इस तरह की वीडियोस और देखनी हमारे साथ, और आप चाहते हैं कि हम इस चीज़ को मज़ीद बेहतर तौर पे समझ सकें, तो प्लीज़ हमें सदगुरु की वीडियोस के अंदर से ज़रूर रिकमेंड कीजिएगा। फिलवक्त इस इंटरव्यू के बारे में बताइए कि आपको ये कैसा लगा और आपकी क्या थॉट्स हैं इस चीज़ के बारे में, और आपको हमारा रिएक्शन कैसा लगा। अगर आपको पसंद आया हो तो वीडियो को लाइक करने के लिए और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
मिलते हैं आपसे अगली वीडियो में। अपना बहुत ख्याल रखें।